neon guts. Admit it, I move like amoeba. Yeah, I float in the room like I'm reefer. Yeah, alien, I'm not your kind of people. Yeah. Telepathic fan, watch how I reach boy.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody out there? Get ready. Tune into another episode of Unpopular Opinion. I'm your host, GranxJEFE, joined as always by my co-host, OgRAW. How you doing today, bro?
Good morning, bro. Oh, man, LeBron is back. I don't know how to act. We beat the Clippers on their home floor, which is our home floor. Therefore, every time we play on that floor, that we got home court advantage.
There's no reason why two teams in the NBA should be sharing the same field. I mean, the same court, especially two teams that's been in the NBA for as long as both of these teams been in the NBA by now. You would think that the Clippers or would have already had their own building. That's still odd to me. As you brung it up right now, LeBron was back last night.
Bron looked good last night. He looked
played
good
40
last
minutes.
night. Came out there.
I'm gonna tend to disagree with you.
What? Bro,
I'm gonna disagree.
24 piece and I
Go
gave
ahead.
it back. We dropped the 24 piece, right?
Uh-huh.
We dropped that, and we was one assist away from a triple dub.
I get it.
That boy,
get it.
Hey, we got to win. We got to win. It wasn't pretty, but we got to win. Bron back.
That's about all it was. That's about all it was to me, honestly.
See, you're being a hater.
No, I'm not. I'm being honest here.
LeBron,
what he had 24, 14 and 9 or something like that.
Yep.
Hey, but what is the one thing that we talk about with James Harden? See, the one thing about me, I'm a LeBron fan, but I have to stay consistent, and I'm gonna get on him when I don't think that he played up to par. I get it. He's missed 17 games. Anybody else, this would be a great game. But we talk about James Harden, his ability to take a lot of shots, but not hit a lot of shots. Last night, LeBron was 9 of 22. That is not good at all. 9 of 22 is not good. Now he fixed it from the free throw line. He was 5 of 7. That's a little bit better. I would like to see that be 6 of 7 or 7 of 7. Especially being that you weren't able to do much this whole time, you should have been able to shoot some more free throws. But yeah, I mean, I get it. He hadn't played in a while. He played 40 minutes, which is impressive, being that he hasn't played in 17 games. But
Billy, I ain't gonna let you do this. I ain't gonna let you do this. I ain't finna let you do this to LeBron. Look, we needed to shoot that ball because ain't nobody else.
No, I get it. I get it, but you have to make those shots. It ain't about just taking the shots. It's about making them. Lou Williams had 24 points, same amount as LeBron. He was 10 of 18. Would you rather have 10 of 18 or 9 of 22?
I'd rather win.
I mean, yeah, ultimately, but
did Lou Williams come out and get that win last night? Nope.
That's a team thing, though. Look, LeBron didn't shoot the ball well. I mean, that's what it comes down to. He didn't shoot the ball well, and he got help from his bench. Which, I mean, it's a team game. Obviously, I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying 9 of 22 shooting. That's not really what I want to see. Sorry, it's just not.
We're just trying to get our rhythm back, man. That's all it is. We're trying to get our rhythm back.
No, I get it, because if you drop that game, you go to the 10th spot. If you're the Lakers, you go to the 10th spot. If you don't win that game, this keeps us right there in that 9th seed. Keeps them in the 9th seed. I still cannot root for the Lakers, as I said this morning on RTS Sports. I'm almost to the point where, honestly, where I don't even want Anthony Davis to sign there because of the Lakers franchise. They're fans. I hate them. We're going to get to that a little bit later on, but let's stay in the NBA. The big news that came out of yesterday, and that's Porzingis. Obviously, he got traded to the Dallas Mavericks. There were already reports saying that the Knicks were already shopping him, which is the reason why that trade got done so fast. Because 1 minute I looked and it said Kristaps Porzingis had a meeting with front office. Meeting didn't go so well. 15 minutes later, he was traded. What do you make of this trade?
Man, Porzingis and Luka, I really like this move. And the fact that New York were able, to shop a hurt Porzingis before the deadline, I think it's pretty impressive from them. But I can see the desperation from both sides involved in this trade. And with New York, Porzingis is their shining star. That's their diamond. It's kind of like AD in New Orleans. And for the Mavericks, this is something they really like. They love the power forward position. they've done it so well for so many years with Dirk Nowitzki. I believe what they're trying to do now is they're trying to keep that same formula. They're trying to get a power forward who can a face up four who can shoot it in your face. And Dirk, he's getting old now. So, and he's the hero of that franchise for so long. And it's for as long as I can remember, actually. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to find that same formula over there in Dallas, man. That same formula that bought them that 2011 championship. But in today's league, I don't think that same formula will work. It's just too many. It's too many superstars on one team nowadays to have just a face-up forward. You know what I mean? It's just way too many.
Well, I don't think Porzingis is just a face-up forward. Now, I agree with your point that I think that what the Mavericks are trying to do is they're trying to get back to that power forward thing, back to their days when Dirk was good. And then they already have Luka, which is kind of their Steve Nash. They had that Steve Nash-Dirk connection working. That's what I can kind of see with this Luka Porzingis thing in Dallas. Now, I don't know if the New York Knicks was that desperate because I don't even know if they had a say-so in getting this and getting Anthony Davis. They were already growing concerns that Porzingis was not happy with the organization, the way that they were going. And being the fact that they already had this deal on the table, they just needed to hear him say, yeah, I'm not happy here. That's how fast they got it done. No, I'm not even sure if New York was desperate. I think this was a move needed that was needed to be made for the offseason. The New York Knicks is looking towards the future. And I was talking to Matthew Lau in our group chat that we have, and he said the Knicks would probably do something dumb like trade for Anthony Davis. And I'm like, that makes no sense. That they would trade for a guy that don't want to be there, and lose Porzingis in that. Why wouldn't they just trade with another team so they can get pieces, they can get assets? That's exactly what they're doing. The New York Knicks is also playing for the number 1 pick in the draft. They're playing for Zion Williamson, which is the reason why reports now are saying that Wesley Matthews and DeAndre Jordan, who was sent from Dallas to New York, is probably going to have a buyout. And Houston is rumored to be wanting to get Wesley Matthews because they don't want to win. The New York Knicks right now, they do not want to win. Their best thing to do is keep losing so they can get enough ping pong balls so they can get a number 1 pick and they can get Zion Williamson. Then you have Zion Williamson. Maybe you can attract Kyrie Irving from Boston, who's already, tipping the scale on whether he should leave or whether he should go. And if Kyrie goes, then Anthony Davis could follow, or somebody else, Jimmy Butler, could follow. So this is probably one of the best things New York has done in a long, long time, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it was a great move, like I said, from both sides. The desperation, I think, came more from the Dallas side just because, we haven't seen Porzingis play after the ACL injury. We haven't seen him come out.
Yeah, a year and a half. He's been missing. Or about a year or so.
What are we going to get from him? That's why I said it's kind of desperate for Dallas to get a player. We don't know how he's going to come back. He's a big guy. He's not a little guy. So an ACL injury could affect him, in different ways. We could have the lingering ongoing knee problems that we have with, Kyrie Irving.
I done had 5 knee surgeries. Trust me, they never go away.
Yeah, exactly.
They never go away.
I said this move is kind of desperate for the Mavs, but I understand it. I understand what they're doing.
Yeah, they had to. They have to sell some to their team.
Exactly, because with Dirk being gone, hey, we need a new hero.
And that could still be a playoff team, that Mavericks team.
Exactly. They can still be a playoff team. I believe in Luka. I believe in Porzingis. I believe they can get it done. And then you got Dirk there being a mentor to these guys. Dirk, he's done it for so long. And like I said, he's been the face of that franchise for so long, dude. I do believe like that the formula that they're trying to build down there is a bit outdated, but it's necessary. Like you said, it's necessary, bro.
Yeah, now there's been reports that because Porzingis, videos that he's already been dunking, so that's actually a good sign. But that's the reason why I said New Orleans wouldn't take that deal. Why would New Orleans get rid of Anthony Davis to get a guy that's not even playing, that they have no certainty that he's going to come back and beat half of the player that he was last year, averaging 23.5 before he got hurt. So it wouldn't make sense for New Orleans to do that deal, and they didn't, which now, it brings us back to the Pelicans and the Lakers. I don't know if you've seen one of the trade offers, that the Lakers sent over to the Pelicans. From reports, that there were over 5 different packages that the Lakers had put together. The one that was most known, the one that was put out there was Lonzo, Kuz, Ingram, Zubac, first-round pick sent to the Pelicans. If you're the Pelicans, do you take this? Do you take that, or are you waiting for the summer and seeing what Boston got?
From my standpoint, I knew exactly what the Lakers were going to do. They were going to put all the chips on the table, and that's what they did. They basically said, "Ain't no one safe unless your name is LeBron." Other than that, you can be gone. If your name ain't LeBron, you can be gone. That's what they said, right?
Yep.
Lonzo, Kuzma, Ingram, and Zubac. LeBron hooked them all up with complimentary luggage, and But and it was a first-round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, they really put all the chips on the table. And if I'm the New Orleans Pelicans, bro, I might be feeling some type of way, but I'm not feeling some type of way where it jeopardizes my thought process of my franchise. You know what I'm saying? Because
if you take that Laker trade, you're jeopardizing your future. I'm just gonna be honest.
Come on, Billy. Who you rooting for in this thing? I'm rooting for the Lakers.
I'm not rooting for any team. I want LeBron to succeed because I'm a LeBron guy, but I don't care for the Lakers. I don't. I said that when this trade first went down. I followed LeBron because I don't have an NBA team, and I followed LeBron from high school. That's when I first seen LeBron. I was like, that's that guy right there. That's my new favorite player. I remember sitting in on my mom's bed, and the commercial came up one time. I was like, who is this guy right here? Who is LeBron? And from there, I seen him more. I seen him in the slam dunk contest that he had when he was in high school with Candace Parker and all of them. And I just grew more fond of him. I went to Cleveland with him. I went to Miami with him. I went back to Cleveland. When it was announced that he could possibly go to the Lakers, there's no way I can do that. It's one that I hate the Lakers. The Lakers are in the same realm that as the Cowboys and the New York Yankees and the New York Knicks. No. They all in that. What have the Lakers done in your lifetime? In your lifetime that you can remember, you got to remember, man, these guys that's playing basketball nowadays, KD is younger than us, or he's my age. These guys didn't really grow up seeing the Lakers dominate and seeing the Celtics dominate and seeing the Knicks in the Garden, the real Knicks. They didn't see that. So the fact that the Laker fan base and the Cowboy fan base and the Yankee fan base, it's all the same. Talk about what we've done in the past. Who cares about what you've done in the past? Nobody cares about that. It's one of the most disgusting fan base. You getting the best player in the NBA. You're getting the best player in the NBA. And all you got to do is criticize him. 3-6. We don't want him. He ain't Kobe. He ain't Magic. Listen, man, like every other franchise in the NBA would love to have a LeBron James. The Lakers feel like, we got this many championships. We deserve. No, you don't. You've been sorry. You were sorry when Kobe was there. Outside the 2 championships that he won that year, 2009, 2010. It's 2019. You haven't done anything. No, it's because I hate the Laker fan base, man. I'm telling you, they are right there with me. They are right there in the same boat as the Cowboys. At least the Cowboys make the playoffs. They might not win. When was the last time the Lakers made the playoffs? This was a 35-win team last year. A 35-win team. And they was worse the year before when they had Kobe. Why, if I'm Dale Demps, the GM of the Pelicans, why would I want to trade for those guys when I can go get Rozier, Jaylen Brown, possibly Tatum, the Kings pick, the Memphis pick? Why would I want to do business with that when I know that deal is going to be there? The same deal that they just offered yesterday, the same deal that they're going to offer next week before the trade deadline is going to be the same deal that they can offer in the offseason because they're not giving up LeBron James. So why would I want that team when I can go get this team? It's the same Lakers team.
My thing is, look, if the Pelicans don't take this deal. I just think, honestly, I think they're gonna be in trouble in the future. If I'm there, I take these young players, right? I take Lonzo, I take Kuzma, I take Ingram, and I take Zubac. I sign them to extensions, cheap extensions at that, because they're not playing well. None of them are playing well, really, other than Kuzma.
That's the point. So if I'm the Pelicans, why would I trade for that? These guys are not good.
But you can build something off of them, though.
You cannot
build something.
Build what?
They're young.
Build what?
They're young.
Build what? They're still going to have to play in the Western Conference. So if they didn't get it in the Western Conference last year, why would they do it in the Western Conference this year? They haven't showed the ability to do this. I mean, think about this, right? When LeBron first got hurt on Christmas Day, they were in the 4th seed. Where were they at last night before that win?
Yeah, man.
The 10th seed out of the playoffs. So why would I want to do that when I got these guys over here? Now, albeit it was the Eastern Conference, and I got these guys over here that pushed the best player in the NBA to 7 games last year and was a historic performance away from getting to the NBA Finals. Why would I pass up on that and go get these guys that shown the ability they can't do it? From the Pelicans standpoint, that makes no sense, honestly, to do business with the Lakers when Danny Ainge has already been on record saying, I don't care that he don't want to re-sign with us. If we can get him in our culture, he's going to re-sign. It's not going to hurt the Pelicans to get rid of Anthony Davis. It's just going to hurt the team that he goes to if he doesn't re-sign. That's none of your concern at that point. If you're the Pelicans, you have to do what's best for your franchise.
That's true. But I'm saying, is it realistic, though? Is that Boston trade really realistic?
It's really realistic because Anthony Davis got no say-so. He got no say-so.
Boston must just don't care. They really don't care in Boston, huh?
I get that. No. I get that. But what you're not understanding is if you're the Pelicans, why wouldn't you want to trade with Boston? One, the assets that you're going to be bringing in is going to be far greater than anything the Lakers can give you.
Man, don't act like Lonzo ain't good.
Lonzo is not good.
Okay.
Kuzma is good. Kuzma is good. I give you
Kuzma's good.
But are you building around Kuzma? Are you building a team around Kuzma?
Yep.
What? You'll be the first GM gone. There's nothing that the Lakers have if I'm the Pelicans that I want, that I can't go get from Boston. Especially the fact that Boston got the Kings pick, the Memphis Grizzlies pick, and the Kings and the Grizzlies are probably going to be 2 of the worst teams in the NBA this year. I'm just saying, Boston has way better trade assets than the Lakers from top to bottom. Kuzma is the best player that the Lakers are offering. Well, Jason Tatum, to me, I take Jason Tatum over Kuzma. Terry Rozier and Lonzo Ball. For me personally,
Terry Rozier, that dude though.
I'm taking Terry Rozier. Jaylen Brown or Brandon Ingram. For me, Brandon. They're both almost similar superstars offensively, but Jaylen Brown give you something that Brandon Ingram don't give you. Better defense. I'm taking Brandon Ingram. The Lakers first round pick or the Kings or Memphis first round pick. I don't even think it's close. The better value, because your job is not to look out for Anthony Davis. Your job is not to look out for the next team that you're doing the trade with. Because if you're going to take that, by all means, take it. Do it. But the Lakers have nothing, honestly, of significance. Josh Hart went 1 for 4 last night. Really? Is that a tradable asset? Brandon Ingram played pretty good last night, but Lonzo Ball coming off of an injury. He's been hurt almost his whole career. Why would I want that? I'm just saying, if I'm the Pelicans, why would I want that?
Man.
So this is the question that I ask you. Does this deal get done? Lakers, Pelicans. Does it get done?
I'll tell you what, if this deal does
not necessarily before the trade deadline, but just in general before his contract ends or whatever, does Anthony Davis end up a Los Angeles Lakers by way of trade?
If this deal does get done, I'll tell you what, the Lakers are going to have to go to the big 3 to get some players. To play alongside LeBron.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They're going to have to do something, man, because
I don't think so.
If you look at that bench, man, it's horrible.
I mean, where was the bench last year, though, with for that Cleveland team?
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's true.
where was the bench the year that they actually won the title? Where was the bench then?
Yeah,
They didn't have one.
but that's the Eastern Conference. You know what I'm saying? That's the
But
Eastern
it's
Conference.
LeBron. LeBron
But
already showed you that he
but
can do this in the Western Conference. They were the fourth seed, and when he got hurt, they were only like 2 games out of the first place seed between because at that time, remember the Clippers was high up there.
oh yeah, they
Now
was
the Clippers
red hot.
sitting back in the 8th seed. Denver is gonna cool off. So he's showing you there's no difference between really the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. There's just a difference between the Golden State Warriors and every other team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to beat a team like Golden State with our bench. No.
But you're not going to beat them with the team you have now.
And
at least if you have more firepower in the beginning. Because like I said, if they can keep Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, they're going to get rid of that contract and they can get one more of those guys, Kemba Walker, or Bradley Beal. Well, they say Bradley Beal will not be traded. Klay Thompson, or Kyrie Irving, or Kawhi Leonard. They can get one of these type players if they can keep Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and you can build a bench around. There's plenty of veterans out there, good veterans that still don't have a job. J.R. Smith still don't have a job. You don't think J.R. Smith can help a team?
Hell no, not us. Not after what he did to us. Nope.
No, I mean, yeah, he had a blunder.
Don't you?
He had a blunder. He had a blunder, but what I'm saying is there's plenty guys. Wesley Matthews can knock down some shots if he reaches a buyout with New York and they can get Anthony Davis. I'm sure the Lakers would be extending that phone call to Wesley Matthews. They still have Rondo on the roster. They still have Lance Stevenson on the roster. So they'll have
to all be starters if all these players get,
which is not a bad starting five. That's not a bad starting five.
Lance is funny. Lance is funny.
Lance is
play last night. He was hooping though. Lance dropped like 20
is a
last
baller.
night. Yeah, he dropped 20 last night.
Yeah, there's a reason LeBron picked up the phone and said, Lance Stevenson, do you want to become a Laker? Because he respects him. He battled with him all those years in Indiana. He knows how tough Lance is. He seen Lance last year in the playoffs again. He knows how tough Lance is. So it's not like Lance can't start, but he wasn't going to come start over the young guys because he was brought there to kind of be one of the older guys that's been battle tested.
Yeah.
So
I think this deal will eventually get done. The Lakers made a pretty great offer.
Give me a % chance. Give me a percent.
I'm gonna give it a 75% chance that it'll get done. And if it doesn't get done, either way, the Pelicans are screwed because they won't have a superstar like AD. So they still screwed either way.
I think the Pelicans would be better off getting rid of Anthony Davis. Right now with Anthony Davis, it's Anthony Davis and a bunch of nobodies. At least if you trade, you can get a bunch of value. You can get pieces, and then it'd be more like a team game. You've seen this work with Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich, he get a bunch of guys that just work well together and they play better. You look at Denver Nugget. Where's their superstar at? Yeah. They don't have one. Jokic is good, but are we calling him a superstar? Or are we just calling him a star?
He's a star. Yeah,
he's a star. Exactly. He's not a superstar. There's only a few guys that's on that superstar status. Denver Nuggets don't have one. They have a bunch of good pieces that work well together, and you see what happened. When you don't have a superstar, the teams tend to play better because now you don't have to just always defer to him. Defer. Everybody can get involved in the offense. Last year, that's why that worked well with the Celtics. They didn't have Kyrie Irving to say, oh, here, Kyrie, you're the best player. Let's just keep giving the ball to you. No, Jaylen Brown got his. Tatum got his. Everybody did their part. Rozier, So with that being said, I'm gonna say it's a 20% chance that this deal gets done. And I say 20% chance because I don't think this deal gets done. For all the reasons that I said earlier. The same deal, every deal that the Los Angeles Lakers can come up with, they can come up with that same deal in the offseason. Why not hear what Boston got to say? You are in no rush. Anthony Davis is under contract until the summer of 2020. So next summer, what is the rush to get him done with a year and a half left on this deal when I can't even hear the team that can give me the best assets? Because that's what I'm looking for, the team that's going to give me the best assets. So with that being said, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say a 20% chance that this deal do not get done. Anthony Davis do not join the Los Angeles Lakers this season or next season. Possibly in LeBron's 18th season. I can see that 2020, but I don't see it happening in these next few weeks. I just don't.
Yeah, and as a fan, I can only hope it happens sooner than later.
The fan in me want to say, hey, let this happen so I can see another team rival Golden State. But the analyst portion of me is saying there's no way if I'm Dale Demps I get this deal done, because what can Magic Johnson offer you more next week that he didn't offer you this week outside of Josh Hart? And is that really gonna sweeten the deal? Josh Hart?
Man, you can hey, I'm just saying, yeah. I think there's some value in those players. Again,
their value.
They're not having the greatest season from a statistic standpoint, but what they bring is their youth. And they bring toughness, man. Those guys are tough. They go out there and battle most nights. You
don't need tough.
Most nights.
You don't need tough. You don't need tough.
On, man.
Tough got them 35 wins last year out of the playoffs. That's what Tough got them. And I had already traded for Julius Randle at the beginning of the season. So you really have the Lakers team. Why would you want that? I'm just from a Pelican standpoint. Why would you want that when Bossy can clearly give me more than what I want for the same guy, and my team will be better off? It wouldn't make sense for the Lakers.
Who knows, man? Maybe they just need a change of scenery, Maybe
possibly.
New Orleans is perfect.
I doubt
they can focus on basketball and not all the other stuff.
I doubt it. Well, we'll be monitoring that. The trade deadline is February 7th. I believe that is next Wednesday or next Thursday. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on this trade deadline. But moving on to the caveat, the real thing while we're here today. Super Bowl Sunday, between the Super Bowl 53, the Patriots and the Rams square off in Atlanta, February 3rd. And today is Friday, man. So we're going to make some Super Bowl picks. But before we get to the Super Bowl picks, who is the X factors in this game today? And it don't have to be from the winning team. Just who you think is going to be key X factors in a team winning or losing this game on Sunday before we get to the score.
Oh man! So if I'm going X factor, I'm just gonna have to say it's gonna take everyone is gonna have to be an X factor in a game like the Super Bowl. I don't care, because if you're playing on that defensive side of the ball and you're on that defensive line, I need you to go hard every play, not take no plays off. If you're a cornerback, I need you to always be ready to defend any pass that's in the air, or I need you to be there. If you're a DB, I need you to be alert, be on your toes. If it's a run, I need you stuffing and not just watching. You know what I'm saying? I think everyone has to be an X factor in this game. And on the offensive side of the ball, receivers run your routes, even when it's a run play. Run them hard. You know what I'm saying? Running backs.
My receiver coach used to always tell me that.
Yeah, because it's important, man. All that's important. All that in a game like the Super Bowl, this is what we need to see. We need to just see everyone going 100% all out. And if both teams do this will be a tough game. And the X factor will come to which team is the better team per se, and not just off a few plays or mistakes. And that's where I believe the X factor lies. It lies within everyone that's on that field for a game like the Super Bowl. Bro.
Well, I'm going to give you a little bit more direct, and I'm going to say it's going to be both sets of running backs from both teams. I think Sony Michel and James White is instrumental to what the Patriots like to do, especially in this game. They're going to need Sony Michel to carry the ball 29 times like he did last week, to control the clock, to keep it away from that potent offense that Sean McVay has. And James White, he's going to have to catch every single third down for a first down. Every one. He's not as like he did last week and as he did in the previous week against the Chargers. For the Rams, they're going to need Todd Gurley to be the guy that was supposed to be the MVP of this league, the guy that have 21 touchdowns on the year. They're going to need him to be that and more. They're going to need C.J. Anderson to be the guy that he was in week 17 or week 16, week 17, in the divisional round of the playoffs, in the conference round. Or they don't need the guy from the conference round. They don't need 16 for 44. They need 21 for 150, C.J. Anderson. And I think that's going to be instrumental because we know what the Rams like to do best. They like to play action pass. And I think having that run game be efficient is going to help move the linebackers forward and get those safeties biting sometimes. And that play action pass is going to be right there behind them. So I think the running game from both teams is going to be they have to be a big part of what both of these teams is going to need in order to win a championship.
And this is a game I'm super hyped for it. I watch the Super Bowl every year. I don't care which team is playing. It's just something I love to watch. I believe it's a great moment in sports for everyone and everywhere in the world. And to see New England back at this thing, and facing off with these Rams, it got that East Coast versus West Coast feel, right? Kind of like Suge Knight did back in the day with the rap game. You know what I mean? It got that kind of feel to me. That's what I feel when I watch this game. But the thing that I think I'm most excited to see is Tom Brady, man. Because this game right here, it holds a lot of weight. This is basically him becoming the official GOAT. You know what I'm saying? If he wins this game. And I think there would be no question about it if he won this game that he is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that if I'm going off of just keys for this New England Patriots to win this game, and like I said, every position, no matter what position you play, if you're the long snapper, you better be out there long snapping the world out that ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we got two great coaches. We got Belichick and we got McVay. We can easily say the coaches could be the X factor in this game, but they're not. I don't think they are. But I think they're evenly matched. I think they're two great minds. And I think it's just gonna have to come down to some great team play, man. Some great team play.
I agree. Team play is definitely going to be a key part of this game. But let's switch gears before we get the Super Bowl pick. Going to keep y'all waiting just a little bit longer just to see if y'all got paying attention. But we're going to stay right here in the NFL, man. News came out yesterday out of Dallas that Jerry Jones did not give a contract extension to Jason Garrett. This upcoming season will be his final season of his deal. They didn't want to do short term. They didn't want to do long term. So I ask you this. Is this Jason Garrett final year in Big D?
Bro, finally, this dude should have been 5 years ago. I think my team went through about 3-4 head coaches.
Your team, my team done had 6. If I'm not mistaken.
And we had a winning season at one point. You know what I'm saying? And we still find out Lovey Smith. So. This dude to me, he should have been 5 years ago. But when you are a yes man for Jerry Jones, it's kind of hard to get fired, Billy. It's kind of hard. If you look at the post game interviews from Jerry Jones, he's telling Jason Garrett what he should have done. He's like, yeah, he should have did this. And then next game we see Jerry Jones do it.
Yep. He should have went for it on fourth down. The next time
Jason Garrett
fourth down situation, Jason Garrett, hey, you're gonna go for it on fourth down. Hey, that's what it's like being under Jerry Jones.
And this moment is awesome for me because I'm a Cowboy hater. And
I'm just a Cowboy fans hater. I hate the fans. The fans make me hate the team because it ain't even the players. It's the fans.
It's the fans.
And being out here in Texas, it makes it worse because you see some of the worst Cowboy fans, the ones that don't even know football, but they can talk about they going to the Super Bowl or they so good. You don't even know the players on your team. Like how can you be a fan and you don't even know who's on your team? And that's why I hate the Cowboy fans.
But I know what the Cowboys are doing. I know what they're doing, Billy. They ain't slick. They ain't slick. I know what they doing down there. They setting Jason Garrett up as a scapegoat for next year when the Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. America team, fall flat on their face, man. I know that's what they're doing. because they talk it up before the season. They'll talk them up. Oh yeah,
well, you know,
Super Bowl caliber
and then
team.
they made that change with Kellen Moore. Possibly they saying Kellen Moore is probably going to be the offensive coordinator, which I think could actually work well for them. Honestly, I know a lot of people are talking down about Kellen Moore, but they're thinking Kellen Moore to football. And I said this morning, man, on RTS Sports that people the guys that make the best coaches are the guys that wasn't good players. Why? Because all they done their whole life is just study the game. I'm not good enough to play. I'm not good enough to play. I'm just good with X's and O's. I know where a guy is going to be at when he's supposed to be at. Is Tony Romo the greatest quarterback to ever live? No, but look how great he is at calling plays out. Look at his play recognition. When he sees a formation, he knows what guys are going to run. That's the Kellen Morris. That's the Sean McVays. Those are the Andy Reeds. Those are the Doug Petersons. The guys that wasn't great football players, because that's all they have. Guys like Tom Brady, Michael Jordan. It's the reason why Michael Jordan is not successful at being an owner, because he's not good at picking talent. He just knows how to play the game. I know I'm great and I can kill you anytime I want. The end. I don't care about the X's and O's. Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady will make a good coach because he's just a doer. Like I'm just a baller. That's it. And you see guys like Kellen Moore, Sean McVay, and these guys getting good roles and actually doing good at what they do. Why? Because that's all they've done their whole life is study, study, study. They know the game. So Dallas could be a little bit better next year. I don't think he's out the door, though. I don't think he's out the door.
I think Jason Garrett is a scapegoat. Let his team not make the playoffs next year.
No, I still think he keep his job.
For real?
Why not? Why not?
You know why I think Jason Garrett is the scapegoat? Because we still haven't talked about how they just let go Romo. And
that was Jerry Jones' fault.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is the owner and the GM. Jason Garrett have no coaching say so.
Now we getting to my point. Because we ain't gonna talk about how you just let go Romo and then we just got an average Dak because you guys wanted to ride his high hand. So now what we looking for? Man, we got all this talent. No, your quarterback is your weakest position on your offense. So that to me is a problem. That to me is the big problem.
Yeah, but that's not Jason's. That's not Jason Garrett's fault.
We can't blame that. So that's who we gotta blame. We gotta blame Jason Garrett now. Now he's gotta be the scapegoat for us. If this Cowboy team doesn't produce the way we think they should be producing, now we gotta blame Jason Garrett. And that's what they're doing. They set them up to be the scapegoat down there.
I mean, yeah, I can see that, but I just think with Jerry Jones, the way he is, everybody knows Jerry Jones is running that team. Everybody knows that Jason Garrett is just a puppet. Everybody knows Jason Garrett is not calling no shots. He's not pulling no strings. He's getting his strings pulled. So I don't know if he's necessarily the scapegoat, but there just comes a time where maybe Jerry Jones is looking at it like the team just probably needs a new voice. Now, I can see that. But I don't know if he's actually being, blackballed to be the scapegoat of their downfall because everybody blames Jerry. Everybody says it's Jerry's fault. You got to remember, man, this Cowboys team would have been a dynasty in the 90s had he let Jimmy Johnson continue to run the team. But he wants to be the guy. He wants to be the guy that say, this is why we won. That's the type of owner Jerry Jones is. So if they fire, Jason Garrett, who's going to come crawling up to them to have to listen to Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and not have no control. And that's why Jason Garrett has been there for so long. That's why Jason Garrett's been there for so long.
Yeah, he's a yes man. He said, okay.
Yeah, he's been overall. He's been mediocre the whole time there, and it hasn't got him fired. So why would they fire him coming off of a season where they just made it to the playoffs again and won a playoff game?
I'm just mad that the Cowboys rode Dak Prescott wave the same way the NBA rode the Jeremy Lin wave.
Yes.
I compare. Dak Prescott is the Jeremy Lin.
Well, they kind of had to.
Of football.
They kind of had to. It was the same situation that Tom Brady was in when he took over for Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe got hurt. They had just gave Drew Bledsoe like $100-some million. And then Tom Brady came in. He took him to the Super Bowl. Well, why would you want to switch that? That year that Tony Romo got hurt, they drafted Dak. Dak took him to 12-4. And they felt like they probably should have been farther in the playoffs that year, and it didn't go well. So I think they had to enter the season with Dak as they started. So I don't fault them for that, because it's a business. And Tony Romo had been hurt a lot in his career. Year after year, he's getting hurt. So I don't blame him for it, but everybody knew that Dak Prescott really wasn't a good quarterback, and he was riding the wave of Zeke, to that 12-4 record. But, it is what it is. Dallas going to do what Dallas do, and that's be mediocre. Down to the big fish. Who wins the Super Bowl? Give me a score. Who wins the Super Bowl? Why they win the Super Bowl?
Patriots win the Super Bowl. The score I'm predicting right now, I'm going to go 35. I'm going to go 35-21. That's what I'm going to go.
Wow.
35-21.
Wow. You think that offense is only going to put up 21 points?
I think that offense will only put up 21 points to get. Look, so and here's my thing. It's going to take the Patriots
Let me get that score again, 35-21.
35-21.
Okay.
And here's my reason behind the score. That play action formation, I don't believe will work. I don't believe it will work. We've seen teams shut it down, and the teams who were successful with shutting it down have held this Rams team to under 21 points, i.e. my Bears. You know what I'm saying? My Bears shut that formation down. We gave everyone the blueprint.
That was in the cold.
Hey, man, I don't care.
They playing in Atlanta in the dome. It's a different story. It's a different story.
No.
It's a different story. Trust me. Listen, man. I'm from Florida, and anytime we played in cold weather, our production was never the same. Why? Because we ain't used to playing in that weather. There's a reason why they keep saying Tom Brady in this degree weather, he got this because it's different playing in the cold weather. Everybody knows that, and you've been on record saying it before. I've heard other players been on record saying it that Chicago cold is a different cold. So I mean, I can't fault them what they did in at Soldier Field.
If they hadn't gone overtime, the Rams would have had 21 points. They would have had 21 points in that game if they hadn't went overtime. Actually, they would even have
but the Saints would have only had 24. So what's the difference?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They eventually figured out, and they started shutting down. They shut down that run.
I don't know about that. Everything you said, too, the two games that you mentioned were both on the road. This is a neutral site game here. I mean, when you're playing at Soldier Field and it's cold, you make a mistake, they're going to let you know about it. And fan momentum is a dangerous thing. Playing in New Orleans, in a building where Drew Brees and Sean Payton was undefeated. That dome is not an easy place to play. But when we're playing at a neutral site, your fans show up, my fans show up, everybody fans show up, and everybody hate the Patriots, we're probably going to have a pro-Rams crowd. I'm just saying it's different when you're playing in other people's homes. Now we're playing in a neutral site, and we're playing in good weather. We don't have to worry about the wind blowing a ball because we're going to be in a dome. For me, go ahead.
Well, if the Rams don't get play action going early, it's going to be a long game for them. And that's it. Because that's what they do. That's what they love to do. That's what they're great at. Unless Sean McVay changes their game plan, changes some formation.
Well, he's going to change it up. It's the Super Bowl.
I would hope so.
It's the Super Bowl.
If they come out in that formation, and I'm telling you, it's going to be a long day for them if they do.
I don't think so. And this is why I got the Rams winning this. And I got the Rams. I got the Rams winning 31-27. And I picked against the Patriots in the first round against the Chargers. They won. I picked against them 2 weeks ago against the Chiefs. They won. And I'm picking against them again today. I think this Rams team will be ready. To your point, I think the play action pass would be there today. Yeah, Patriots secondary, they have some pretty good names back there, but I think they're going to have to cover today. I don't think that they've seen an offense quite like this one that they're going to see on Sunday. But Tom Brady is Tom Brady, which is the reason why I'm only giving them a 4-point loss, because I think something heroic will happen. I think Tom Brady will probably get the ball on the last drive, and that's going to be it. They do not want the Los Angeles Rams to have the ball last. They do not want that. Now, but according to Tony Romo, the team that got the ball last will lose the game. So if he's been right so far just about all this year, let's hope he's not right on that. But I just think the Rams are in prime position. Sean McVay is going to pull out all the stops. It's the Super Bowl, baby. It's the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
This is win or go home. If you don't think that the Patriots are about to see some of the most exotic formations that's ever been known to man, you got another thing coming. I talked to Chris, and we had Chris on the show yesterday. Obviously people who don't know my relationship with him, me and him has been best friends since we were 6, and his parents took care of me from my 8th grade year all the way up through I was a grown man. And we talk pretty often, and he is very high on Sean McVay. He is very high on what Sean McVay could do. And I'm telling you right now, Bill Belichick and that defense, they better get ready. I think C.J. Anderson, I think Todd Gurley is going to have a good day. I see Jared Goff throwing three touchdowns in this game because Bill Belichick is going to sell out to stop C.J. Anderson and sell out to stop Todd Gurley, which is going to leave his cornerbacks on islands a lot of the time. Jared Goff is a capable guy. I think he's going to have a big game. I think they win 31-27, Super Bowl 53 champs, Los Angeles Rams, avenge their loss 15 years ago to this very same guy, Tom Brady.
Well, I'm gonna text you later. I'm gonna hit you with an old friendly bet. We take a little bet before the game. Bet.
Hey, little bet.
A little bet, and we'll make something happen. You know.
Yeah.
But like what I've learned, man, you just never bet against the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
I get it.
Or any situation, really. And I expect to see just a great game overall. At least I'm hoping to see a great game overall. No matter what team win, my team isn't in it.
Yeah, my team isn't in it. So I don't really care who wins.
So I don't really care. It just gives me something entertaining.
I want to see a good game. I just want to see. But
I do want to see a great game.
I do.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see a Seahawks versus Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. It's already done in the first quarter.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that
crap like that.
Yeah. But, so for sure, we hope that this is a good game. My pick 31-27 Rams. OG's pick 35-21 Pats for a Super Bowl thing. Let me get the final question out of the way before we get out of here. Who's your Super Bowl MVP?
Tom Brady. You know who it is.
And I got either Aaron Donald or Jared Goff. Depends on how well of a game. Jared Goff is always going to be there, but I think depending on the game that Aaron Donald could have, he's one of those type superstars that we have in the NFL. They love to give it to the superstars. But I think Jared Goff ultimately is going to end up with a Super Bowl MVP. But that's going to be it for today's show, guys. We want to appreciate you. We want to thank you guys for tuning into the show. Continue to download the podcast. Leave us a rating on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. Bro, you want to take us out of here?
Oh, yeah, as always, I'm your co-host, OgRAW. You guys have a blessed day. Be kind to one another. Signing off. I see you, Billy.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you for everything you do, bro. We'll see you guys on Monday.